Hello and welcome back. In this lesson we will begin working with Microsoft Excel. We will learn about rows, columns and how to enter data into Excel and several tools and functionalities to work with in Excel, Microsoft Excel spreadsheet application. So we will learn how to navigate through and we will see how we explore all tools and features on Microsoft Excel application. Microsoft Excel, come to talk of Microsoft Excel. Microsoft Excel is a spreadsheet software used to organize and analyze data. Microsoft Excel is one of the most widely used tools for data analysis nowadays. So let's begin with the Microsoft Excel exploration. So as you can see now, this is the interface. This is how the view looks like whenever you open a Microsoft Excel sheet. It will just be like this, except that I have what? I have a data set here written. So this is no longer a blank worksheet. You understand? So that's how it is. If to say it's newly opened one, let me just it's just going to be a blank a blank sheet without anything written on top of it. So as you can see the view, this is how it looks. And come to talk of during our previous lesson, I think we have discussed about rows and columns, right? So normally this is what we call rows. The rows runs on a horizontal line, while the column runs vertically. So this is how it is. So this is what we call column. These are all columns. We have column A here, we have column B, C, where I'm hovering my cursor right now, and then we have D, E, and F continuously. As for row, this is row. We have row, and row were represented in numbers, and we have row 1, row 2, row 3 continuously upward, right? So this is how rows and columns are, and this is what we call rows and columns. And if we could remember, we say that a cell is nothing but the intersection of rows and columns. For instance, let's say this cell 13A, the cell address, which is 13A, and this is where you can see cell address. This is where I'm covering my cursor right now. You can see name box. So this is the cell address. So this cell address, as you can see, this cell is a combination of row 13 and is the intersection of row 13 here and and column A here. So this intersection forms it's the intersection that forms and gives us what we have here as cell A13. So normally that's what we have discussed in our previous lesson. So from here we begin by exploring all the tabs, because there are several tabs to work with using Microsoft Excel. I think we have, how many tabs do we have? We have the File tab, the Home tab, the Insert tab, the Draw tab, Page Layout tab, Formulas, Data, Review, and View. Then we have Help tab. So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. We have 9 tabs to work with using Microsoft Excel. So now, and this here at this topmost portion, left hand side of the window here where I'm hovering my cursor right now, it's what we call quick access toolbar. And these constitute tools like the redo and undo button, and then we have the save button. And this is customizable. You can edit it, you can customize it based on your what? Based on your own requirement. You can select all that you want to have on your quick access toolbar. Maybe you want to add something like often, maybe you want to add something like new, so you can add them through your quick access toolbar. It's something that is customizable. So let's begin exploring the tabs, and this where I'm hovering my cursor right now is what we call ribbon. This is what we call ribbon. So let's start with the tabs, exploring the tabs. We have the file tab, which is the first tab, which allows you to perform several to carry out several functionalities or to explore several features. So as it is, let's begin with the new, which is the new button here allows you to create what? A new workbook, a blank workbook. So whenever you want to work with a new blank workbook all you need to do is you just click on this new, and then a new workbook, blank new workbook will be provided to you. And then we have what we call open tab, which gives you the ability to open an existing file. Maybe you have you have saved one of your file, you have saved one of your work, maybe be it on cloud or locally on your local device. So whenever you want to open that existing file, you can just easily come across this, click on the home, click on the open tab, open button here, then you will be provided with this. If your document is saved on cloud, then you click on cloud. If it's on this PC locally, then you click and you navigate to the exact folder in which your file has been saved. Then you click on it, then you now click on open, and that particular workbook will be opened using the Microsoft Excel. So this is how you go about opening an existing file. And then the next one, which is info, it's all about this constitute information about the workbook in which you're working with. For instance, and there are several things that you may likely to use. So for the first one, you see we have, where I'm hovering my cursor right now, we have what we call upload. This gives you the ability to upload your file to the what? To the cloud. So upon clicking this thing will give you the ability to upload your file to a drive. Maybe be it whether you want to save your file, you want to upload your file to a Google Drive, OneDrive, or whatever cloud drive you want to upload. So you can use this button here to upload. And then this button here, while I'm hovering my cursor right now, gives you the ability to share your file with people either locally or remotely on the internet. And then this one allows you to copy the exact file part of your Word file. And then this one, this button here gives you the ability to copy the exact local file path of your file on your PC. And then this gives you the exact file location where your file has been stored. So the next one is protect your workbook. This gives you the ability to to set password for a particular workbook in which you are working. Maybe you don't want your workbook to be accessible by other people, so you can just click on this and set password. So you can, upon setting password, each time a user uh, is to open your file, then he has to provide the password in which you set your workbook to be with. So this is how it works. And then it always, maybe you want to set it as you want only always open read only for users to prevent accidental changes, or maybe you don't want people to change something on the workbook in which you are working with. You can just set password, and then you can protect it using the workbook protection feature. Or you can restrict access. This provide you can even restrict a single sheet, a single row, a single column you're working with on a sheet or a workbook. This is something we may come across this while we start navigating through the Excel functionalities or home tabs, the tabs that we are working with. And then this feature allows you to inspect document. Maybe you want to check whether a workbook is the hidden properties of a workbook or any personal information. So you could use this check for issues, or you want to check for accessibility, or you want to check for compatibility. So this is for you, here for you to work with. And then this manage workbook, this allows you, this is a very wonderful feature that allows you to recover. Let's say for example you are working on a workbook and maybe something came up and you had to go and you did not save some changes, and later maybe the file got closed and you were to come back and open that particular file in which you're working with, and you did not save that particular changes in which you've undergo. So this manage workbook here helps you recover your lost work, the work in which you did not save before. So this will help you, because it's something that it automatically save your work, and it provides you with auto recovery, so you may recover that particular work. So that's how this works. This is how it works. So let's move to the save. This allows you to save. Maybe you are working in a file, you can just go there and click on save, then all changes undergoes will be saved. And then the short way of doing this is you just click Ctrl+S from your keyboard, and then your work will be automatically saved. And then we have what we call savers, which is, this is for you when you are saving your file for the first time. Then you click on savers. So you may likely come across something like this. This is what you will be prompted with. For instance, you want to save that particular file on a drive, be it whether on a OneDrive, be it whether on a Google Drive. You can just click on it, provided that the cloud drive is signed in on the device. So automatically that file will be saved to the sign in drive that is on the PC. And then it also allows you to save your file locally. You may just navigate you may just navigate through your file directories. You select directly a folder in which you want your file to be saved, then you just save it. You can be able to save it over that particular place. And then we have what we call his print. This is when you are done working with your what? You are done working with your this thing, your worksheet. So you can just print. You see, this is not even saved. We did not even save this file, so we will save later. I will save it later. So you can just print document from here. You can just select the type of paper in which you want to use, be it if you are targeting pages, you want to print just specific pages, so you can type it here from page so place to so page, then you click on print, you select your printer and you print. So this is how you go about print. And then we have share here. This feature enables you to share your work, your file with other people, be it on remote, be it whether on the internet or using email. And it also allows you to save your file to the what? Directly to the cloud using this save to cloud button here. And then we have what we call export. This feature allows you to export your worksheet in a PDF file format or XPS document format. So also it can allow you to change your file type. Maybe you have a file type, you want to change from .xlsx file extension to what? CSV extension. So you can easily do this with the change file type button here. And then the last one, which is close, I think, which I will not click on because it's something that if you close, then your working file will be closed. So that's how we go about this. This is all for the file tab. And then now come to talk of the home tab. So this is the home tab, and it has what? There are several tools to work with, like clipboard, font, alignments, numbers, styles, cells, and what? Editing. So let's begin with the clipboard. The clipboard here, we have 3 tools to work with here. I think we have this icon here with the scissors icon here is what we call cut. This allows you to cut or remove. Maybe you want to cut, assuming we have a cell here and we have something like Excel. And then we have another, we want to cut this thing. Assuming we want to cut this data here, this text here, which is what? Price, right? We want to cut it, we can use this cut, and you see it's highlighted. Then we now come to this cell here and we now say paste. Or you can right click and just click on paste, or you go back to this particular clipboard and click on paste here. So you see the result has been what? Pasted here. So this is how we go about it. Or if you want to copy, this button, this tool here, this icon here allows you to copy the selected cell. So you see, upon clicking this copy, and then you come to a particular cell where you want that to be pasted, then you just click on what? Paste, and it will be pasted. The text will be what? Pasted. I think it has not been copied, so let's copy it again, and then we now see, we move here and we now what? Paste it. So it's now visible, right? So this is how we go about it. And the shortcut way of doing this is you just select things in which you want to what? Copy. You just, if you want to copy, you just say Ctrl plus what? C from your keyboard, then it's it will what? It will copy whatever that you want to copy. If you want to paste something, you use what? Control plus B, then you now what? Paste what you have copied. So this is how you go about the shortcut. And then we have and then the next one we have what we call font. This allows you to what? To change the font size of your text, the size of your text, the font style of your text. So let's see how all this has been done. Now, assuming we want to change the font style, let's say we want to change font style of this, we will just come here and say select the preferred font style. Let's use this Arial black. So you see our text has now been modified to Arial black. And then let's say we want to change the font size. So this allows us to what? Change the font size. Let's say we want 14. Then we hit enter. You see the size have what? Increased to 14. And then we have also these two icons. This first icon with the upward arrow is where you can normally what? Increase. You can increase. You see our text is increasing. And this one helps you decrease easily without having to just type in anything from the input box there. And then we have what we call bold, italic, and underline. So this help makes your text look bold. You see this one modifies our text, highlighted text to be in bold, and if you want it to be in an italic form, then we choose we select what? Italic, and if we want it to be on the line, then we press what? The U there, the U icon there. And the shortcut way of doing all this is for bold, for making text to be bold is Control plus B, and then for italic is Control plus I, and then we have for U which is Control underline, which is Control plus U. Okay, now this tool here, this tool here allows you to input borders, to make borders visible. As you can see by default now, all rows and columns are what? The borders were invisible as default. So let's try and see how it works. For this one we have, let's say we want the bottom border to be visible. So you see now the bottom border is what? Visible. Okay, now assuming we want maybe the left or top, let's say we want the left or right bottom to be visible, then we need to just come here and click left bottom, and as you can see the left bottom now is what? Visible. So this is how it works. If you want all borders to be visible, then you click what? All borders. You see all borders for this cell is what? Visible. So this is how we work with. So it's not just bottom, left, right, and all borders. There are so many things to work with. Maybe you want thick borders outside, you want outside borders, you want bottom double borders. All these, there are things that it depends on what you want. It depends on what you're working with. So that's it. Okay, now let's move to the tool pin. The tool pin allows you to change the cell background. Assuming we want to change the cell background of this cell, we just click on this, we select the preferred color, then we now select what? Let's say I want to use this color. You see now the cell background have changed to that specified what? Color. And the next icon here allows you to change what? The text color. So let's select white. I think it's on automatic. Let's remove it from automatic. Then you select the type of color in which you want. Let me select just this one, smoke white. So this is, you see how our text has been what modified, as well as the cell background. So this is how you go about this. So let's move to the alignment phase. Alignment, we have the alignment tool. There are several tools to work with. Assuming you are dealing with large big cell box like this, then you want the text to be at the what at the top. Then you should highlight that cell, then you click this one, then the text will be off. You see this one now is what, this cell, the text is what at the bottom, right? If you now press this icon here, then it will be at the top, it will be aligned at the top. If you said this one, then it will be at the what, middle, and this one will be at the what, bottom. So this is how you work with this. And then we have this one, text alignment. Also this one allows you, if you say normally it's at the default, it's at the what, at the left portion, maybe you want to move it to the middle, the text to be in the middle, then you click on this, you align it to the middle. If you want it to be aligned to the right, then you click this one. So this is how you align text. Okay, now let's check this one, which is rotation. If you want to rotate text, for instance, let's try this one, or let's try here. Assuming you write something here, price, and we want to rotate this, we want to rotate it to be in angle counterclockwise, right? So you see it's now what, rotated towards that direction. So this is how you work with this. There are several things to work with. If you want the text to be in vertical form, or you want to turn it to an angle clockwise rotation, you can just click it. So it depends on what user wants. So these are all for you, and you can work with it. Or maybe you want this to be, the text to be in vertical text, then you can do it this way, you see. So it depends on what you want. So all these are here for you, and you can work with them. Okay, now let's come to talk about this indentation, indent. This is why you can decrease indentation and you can increase what, indentation. If you want to move your what, content border away from what, from cell border, then you can use this. It depends on what you want, and it depends on what you are working with. So let's go to match and center, match cells and match center. So now come to talk of merging cells. You see, assuming we have these two cells here, this cell with the background, with the distance, with the border, and this cell here, maybe we want to match these two cells. So now all we need to do is we select these two cells, and we want it to be centered. Let's assume we have a written text here, price. So all we got to do here is what? We just highlight the two cells that we want to match, then we click on match and center. So you see these two cells have been what? Matched as what? Have been matched together, and the text from the first cell has been what? Has been aligned to be in the centered what? Position. So that's how it works. And you can undo this by using what? unmatched cells. So this is how you go about it. Okay, now let's move to this format and see what these tools are for. Okay, let's assuming let's type something like we have 10 here. No, I don't need date. I think it's on date. Let me just say general. It's on general. Let's set it to be on general first, no specific format. It's always the default. So let's type 10. And we type 10 now here, right? So as you can see, we have a value 10 in this particular cell, right? So, and the general is what? No specific format, right? So maybe we want to turn it to a number, then we can select this. And if we want this value to be in form of currency in a situation whereby we are dealing with currency, we are dealing with money, right? We are dealing with a data set that has to do with money. So you can use what? This, right? And then be it whether the value is what? Is you are using something, maybe you are calculating, you are dealing with some numeric calculation that has to deal with what? Accounting, then you use this one. And when you are using date, maybe you want to set date, then you use this short date here. So you see, whenever we are being prompted with what? Hash, 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 hash. This is telling you that what is written, what has been imputed for that cell is what? Is beyond the cell width is too what? Is too low for the value that is inside to be occupied. So all you need to do is you increase what? You have to increase the width of the cell in order to for the cell value to be visible for you. And the easiest way for you to increase the width is you just move towards upward towards the column. This is the column, I think, which is column G. Then you move your cursor, you will see something like this. Then you double click. You see, upon double clicking, then that particular column will be what? Will be automatically adjusted. The width of the column will be automatically adjusted. So that's how you go about it. Or maybe it's not necessarily when it's showing you asterisk. Assuming this one here, if you want to adjust the width to be automatic, you just move to the column and just click on, double click on it, and it will be adjusted. That's how it used to be. You see, even this one, this price column, you see, oh, we have done that already. Or this one, you can just double click it and it will be what? Adjusted. Or maybe you have typed something like this here. You see the text is what? Overlapping. So the easiest way without having to stress yourself is you just move to the column top and you double click and it will be what? It will automatically adjust the width for you. So that's how you go about it. Okay, now come to talk of this. This is using short date. If you want to use long date, then you can use this one. And if you want to the value to be in time, maybe it's something that you want to specify the time for something, then you use this. And then maybe you are calculating something in percentage, then you use this. And then this one when you are dealing with fractions, and then this one maybe when you are using with exponentials, maybe you are dealing with files, then you click on this one. So this is how you go about all this. So the next thing is these things. We have what we call conditional what? Formatting. For this conditional formatting is a feature or is a tool that allows you to target or to specify or to show or to identify some given word. Assuming we have a data from our data set here, we have laptop in cell 4, right? Cell B4, right? Here, right? And then we also have laptop here in B what? 7V, right? So maybe you want to show that particular, you want to format those two cells. So you can set, but this is normally when you are dealing with a very large data set. So this is normally where you used to work with this. So you can target that, maybe, or you can set condition, maybe highlight cells rules. Maybe you are dealing with values that are greater than and what less than. So you can use this to specify all those values from the data entries that you have at hand from the data set. And then you have this one, these are icons that you can use to what? To specify some given data from the data entries. So this, I think there will be a lesson, upcoming lesson for this. So we are not going to explore this because we are dealing with just something very small like this for now. And then we have table format. So this table format is just like maybe you want to change the format of your what? Cell. The format of your table. You can just highlight the tables in which no. Let's say we highlight this and we want to format what? The table. We can just select the formatting style in which we want. Maybe we want this, maybe we want this, maybe we want this. It depends on what you want. Then you click OK. So you see it has been what? Our highlighted rows and columns have been what? Have been formatted using the what? Cell format. So this using the table format, we have now formatted the table. So this is how it looks. It even have what? It even have a data filtering icon here. So you can easily sort data, filter out data. So this is how you change this. So come to talk of cell styles. Assuming we want to style this cell, you can select. It depends on what you want. It depends on what you are working. So this is how you go about it. You press on the specific formatting style in which you want. So you just select and then you now what? Just hit enter. So this is how you format cells. And then we move now to cells. We are done with styles, we are now at cells. So the cells tools normally has three things. We have the insertion tool, we have the deletion tool, we have the format tool. This allows you to insert rows, columns, shift rows, shift columns, or move rows or move columns. All these can be done using this insert tab. And as for delete, it's used to what? It allows you to delete rows, delete columns or cells completely. So let's begin with this insertion. Assuming we are here, this place, and we want to insert or shift. Let's say we want to insert cells. So you will be prompted with a what? With a window. So you need to, it depends on what you want. So the first option here is what? We want to shift cells right. If you want to shift cells right, then you click on shift cells right. If you want to shift cells down, then you click on what? Shift cells down. And if you want an entire row, then you click on what? Entire row. Let's say we want to shift cells right. then we click OK. You see, so this cell has been what, shift, has been moved towards what, right position. So that's how you do it. And then maybe you want to insert a complete row, then you place you click on this and then you click what, enter. So we are inside this thing. Let's use this thing. Then we now click on insert entire row. Then you okay, there is no way we can insert row here. So now let's assume we are here. Then we want to insert sheet rows. Where is this thing? Microsoft, let me come in please. Microsoft Excel can insert new cells because it's wooden of empty cells of so blah blah blah. Okay, we cannot do it this way. So but we will explore this thing. So now you see how we move rows and all these things. So let's say assuming we want to insert let's say assuming we want to delete. You see this row, this cell has been what, deleted. So you just highlight the cell and you what, click on delete. And then we have complete cells formatting. This is where you want to, if you want to adjust row height or column width. Normally, you know, maybe assuming you have something here, and let's say this cell. We have a cell here and it have something written inside like this and it's overlapping. Let's hit enter. So you see the text is overlapping. So this allows you to what? To change the row height. So we are not after row height because it's not height that the text is not overlapping towards the row height. It's towards the width column, right? So we can just use this auto fit column width and it will be what? It will be, the problem will be fixed for us. So this is how you do it. I even showed you example before. You can use just this here and double click and it will be what? It will be fixed automatically. So that is the shortcut way of doing that. So you can, and normally you can enter, you can specify it row manually like this. You can just type in the, you can specify the row height in which you want. Let's say you want 30. You want the row height to be 30. So you see this row height have what? Increased to 30. So this is how you do it manually. And it goes the same for width as well. So we are done with these cells. Then come to talk of editing. We have what we call sum. These are functions. We have sum, average, count, max, min, and what? Minimum. So for this, there is an upcoming lesson videos for this that so there is no need for us to do this yet. So later we will get to know more about it. So sum function is nothing but it does somewhat two values and gives out the result. So average, it used to calculate average, the average function, and we have the count function, max function, and minimum function. You understand? So that's so we will use this in the future. For the upcoming lessons, we will learn how these things work. Okay, now we have what we call filtering, data filtering. Also, we have data sorting and filtering. As you can see, this is what we have. Oh, I did not close this. Let me just delete it. Okay, as you can see, this is what we call filtering and sorting. We have what we call sorting. We can sort this from what? If to say we are dealing with alphabets, we can sort this to what? From A to what? Z. So it will be arranged A to Z. You understand? It depends on what you want. So also you can do it what in descending order. So this is what we call sorting. So there is a specific lesson for that. For now, let's leave this thing. So there's an upcoming lesson for data sorting, filtering and sorting, so also as for data validation. So let's come to talk of this find and replace and then go to this is something that you can work with. As for data validation, we have an upcoming lesson for it. For conditional formatting, we have an upcoming lesson for it. So now let's explore this find and replace and then go to. Assuming now uh, we are here and we want to find a product named laptop. Then all we need to do is we just say from our data set, we just want to find a product named laptop. All we need to do is we just press Ctrl plus F and we will be provided with the window. We'll be prompted with a window like this. Then we type in the cell address, or we type in what? The value in which we are after we are after finding. So we are after finding laptop. For now we say laptop, then we hit enter. So you see we are given what? A laptop, right? And there are two values. So we don't know which one. They are all what? Laptops. So all will be prompted. You can just use find next to see all. And let me give you an example. So assuming um, we have a cell here, or let me just say it this way, or let me just do it in practically. Assuming we have Musa, and then we have, or maybe we say we have Musa Adam, and then for here we have Musa let's say Kabiru. So now as you can see, let me make it to be okay. So you see we have two values here, right? Which is Musa. We have two people here in these two cells, in this place. We have two this thing, and we are after finding, we say Control F. We say out of our sheet, we are looking for Musa. We are finding Musa. We want to find for Musa. And then we hit enter. So you see, you will be provided with what? The first cell, which is Musa Adam. Do you know why this is? You were given the result at Musa Adam at first, because this the idea behind finding this finding, it's something that is being done alphabetically, because as you can see, Musa and the surname is Adam, which is what? Alphabetically, A is what? Must come first before K. That's why you were given Musa Adam before what? Musa Kabiru. So in such a situation whereby you are dealing with several kinds of what? With a large data set, and you are looking for a specific something, and there are several out of it, so you will be provided with the first one alphabetically. That's how it is. So if to say it's in values numerically, it's numerical values, then you will be given with the list. If to say it's numbers 1 to 10, then you will be given with the one with the what? With the one with the least value, you understand? So that's how it works. So you can use find next to find the exact person you are looking for until you reach. So since you were provided from the first result, you were provided with Musa Adam, and you is not the person that you are looking for. You are after finding Musa Kabiru, then you hit find next, then you will be provided with Musa Kabiru until you find what? the person in which you are looking for. So that's how you do it. Then you go and modify whatever you want to modify. Okay, now assuming we want to replace this Musa Kabiru to, let's say, Musa Isa or Musa Muhammad, like this. Or let's say we want to write or completely replace this whole name to, let's say we have Lawan, and then we have, let's say, Muhammad. So now we say what? Replace. Oh, we did not highlight this thing. We did not highlight the particular cells. Let's highlight a cell first. Well, let's just use our data set. Assuming we have a data set here, we have what? A data set here. We highlight this data set, right? We have mouse here, right? So we use Control plus F. We want to find and replace. Let's say we are looking for, from our data set, we are looking for what? Mouse. So we are provided with mouse, right? As you can see. So we want to replace this mouse to, let's say, charger. Then we now hit what? Replace. So you see the value has been replaced with what? Has been modified from what? From mouse to charger. So whenever you are after finding something and you want to replace, then this is the best way of doing it, especially when you are using a very large data set. So I think we are through with this tab. We are done with the home tab. So let's explore the insert tab. This is something that has to do with pivot table. So we have an upcoming lesson for this, so we cannot explore this for now. And then this one here, illustrations, we have what we call pictures here. This functionality here allows you to import picture from your device, be it from your local device, from a PC, or if you want to import maybe picture from online source. So you can do this with this using this. If it's from this thing, let's say it's from your local PC, then you can just what? Scroll through and select whatever you want to select, and then you just hit what? Insert. And you see we have now what? Inserted a picture. So this is how you insert picture. If it's remotely, then you do it remotely. So this is how you go about it. Okay, then the next one, which is shape. Assuming you are working with shapes, maybe you want to draw some shapes, you can just come and click on insert shapes, and then you click. Maybe let's say you want to do something like this, and then you want to insert another shape as well. Then you just select the shape in which you want, and then you sketch it. So this is how you work with shapes. There are several shapes to work with. There are various shapes. There are plenty shapes to work with. So this is icon. This allows you, maybe if you want to communicate symbolically, so you can use this icon here. And then 3D models, maybe if you want to insert 3D models that you can rotate it and see all angles, so you can import using this from your PC or stock 3D models. And then we have smart ads. This smart ads allows you to use some ads, maybe let's say if you want to show a process of something or something in a circular form, or you want to show hierarchy of an organization or relationship of everything, so you can just come and insert here, be it, let's say, assuming you want to insert maybe a managing director here, managing director, or whatever sort of organization you want to build a hierarchy of that particular organization. So this can help you do that. So the next one, I think, which is screenshot. Assuming you want to take a screenshot, but the screenshot is of two types. Let's say you want to screenshot something outside the Excel screenshot, then you use this one, screen what? Clipping. Then it will be imported into your what? Worksheet. So as you can see, it has what? It has the screenshot has been done and has been automatically imported into your worksheet. So this is how it works. Let me reduce the size of the screenshot so we can be able to see it completely. So you see, this is the screenshot. So this is how you go about importing screenshots directly. And then the next, we are done with illustrations. Then we now move to chart recommendation. Now let's see how it's used to be. So this chart recommendation is just once you highlight the table in which you are working with. So the software recommends the kind of chart in which you were supposed to make use of. So let's highlight this and see how it works. So let's click on recommended chart. So you see it's recommending clustered chart, clustered column chart as bar charts, right? So you just click and it will be imported. So as you can see, this is the chart price of what? Of sales of the sales data given of the given data sets of the sales data, and alongside with the price, you see this one is laptop, which is with the price of 350k, right? And it's above all. So this is how you uh, go about it. And come to talk of this, there are chart styles, many charts to use. You see this one, I like this one, and I like this one too. So there are several chart styles that you can use to make your charts to be more visually appealing. So that's how you go about this. Okay, now these are several charts in which you can use. If you want to use bar charts, these are several bar charts. We have 2D column. There are several charts here that you can make use of. We have 3D bar charts. It depends on what you're working with, it depends on what you are working on, and it depends on what you want. So there are several charts to work with. These are line charts in case you are using something that needs to be represented using line chart. So it's all here. We have pie chart here. We have there are some scattered charts. We have bubbles. There are several charts to work with here. And this is pivot chart. This is something that we may likely to come across in the upcoming lessons. So let's keep this one. It's not something that we're gonna make use of, and this one is something that we may, it's filters. So from the upcoming upcoming video lesson for the filtering and sorting video, so we may come across this and we will get to know how these are being useful. And this is links. This allows you to insert hyperlinks inside your worksheet, as you can enter them as a value. So this helps you insert links. And then we have equations. These are mathematical equations that you can be able to use. Maybe you want to use equations, mathematical equations. So they are here for you. There are several equations, formulas, As you can see, this is area, formula of area of a cycle, binomial theorem, expansion of a sum. There are several formulas and mathematical expressions that you can go along with here, and you can even create new ones. These are fractions in case you want to impute some fractions, exponentials, radicals, integrals. There are several. It depends on what you're working with. It depends on what you want. So they are all here for you in case you are working on mathematical functions, mathematical something. So okay. So let's go back to, I think we are done with the insert tab, then the draw tab, and I think which is something which is not needable here. But as for people who may come across drawing, this is not something I've undergone. I've not drawn something before, so I will just skip this. So maybe you explore this on your own. If you are good at drawing, or if you have something to draw, so you can come. There are several tools to work with here. There is eraser in case you come across changes. These are pens to work with. So the next one, which is fetch layout. Fetch layout, these are themes. This allows you to change colors, themes, fonts, colors, or font themes. It depends on what you want. And then this allows you to put what effects upon text you are working with. So this is margin. As for margin, it depends on what you want. Also, this is the normal by default. If you want to apply this, then you select white. It depends on what you want. And orientation too, it depends on what we have. What you want, we have two orientation, which is the portrait view and the landscape view. It depends on what you want. And then size of the paper in which you want to print your worksheet. It depends on also what you're working with and what you want, be it whether it's an A4, A3, whatever you are working on, or what you are deciding to work with. And then this is the print area if you want to print, which we have undergone. We have done so earlier in the using the file tab. And then this is break fetch. Maybe you are the preview, print preview, and you may likely come across something you need to break in pages. You are dealing with 2 to 3 pages, and you need to break between page break, inside page break between page 1 and 2. So you got to use this. And then this is background. If you want to change background, so you can import image through this background, and then you can change. And then this is what we have done earlier also, width of a word. If you want to change width of a cell, you can automatically do it here, be it whether if width of a column or height of what row. So you can do it all here, or scale if you want to change the scale view. So also this is what we have, bring forward. Assuming you have two objects that you are working with, you can use bring forward. Assuming you selected two icons, but these are not objects. If it's object, then it will show you the other one will be on top of what, or of the other one. If you want to bring down, it's also the same, backward. You send this one upward and the other one should be what, downward, but it has to be an object. And then we have select pen. This allows you to select things. So we got not to use this. Close. And then we have what we call align, which is something that we have explored before. Align left, align right, align bottom, align what. These are all things that we have aligned. So, but this is for what? For the object in which you are using. So I think this is all for page layout. And then formulas. For formulas, we have insertion. This is why we insert what? Function. So it depends on what you want or what you want to insert. So you can just use this you insert the function. Maybe it's web service, be it if you want to insert web service, then you can put the URL there, then you can insert it. If you are calculating something, then you use, maybe you want to look something, it's text, maybe you want to insert date and time, maybe you want to it's a statistical something, maybe you are after average. It depends on what you want. You just put, maybe you want to find the average of two numbers, you just put the two numbers and then you hit OK and the average will be given to you. So that's it, that's how it works. And that is the function. As you can see, this is the function, the insertion function table. So you see, this is the where it has inserted. It has been inserted. So this is normally the insertion function. You can normally type whatever, assuming you want to say sign, equal sign, sum. Then you now input what? The values, or you select sum here. Sum, you can say, it depends on what you want. You can open bracket and say, you put the numbers. You just say 4, what? 5. You close and you hit enter and it will sum the two numbers. So this is what we call insertion bar. Function, you can insert function here for whatever cell you are working with. So this one is auto sum or auto average. It depends on what you want. You just select the range of what cells in which you want, then it will generate the cells address for you, and then it will automatically calculate the sum. If it's average, it will provide you with the average. If it's bits max, it will provide you with the max. Let's say, assuming for this one we have let's say we are to sum all this in, it will provide you with the one, with the summation of all those values in this last in this place. It's because the color field to the color background is refusing to show us no fill. So that's how it works. Let me just take in back my fill tool, or let's just say, assuming we have 100 here. Well, let me just do a fill tool. You can fill cells like this, drag down. Or if you want it to be in a serial fill, then you use fill serial. You understand? It will arrange. If it's 1, 2, 3, that's how you do it. Then now, assuming we say we want this, we highlight these things here, and then we say we want formulas. We want to calculate the what? Sum, auto sum these values. Then you see it will what? Automatically sum the values for you and it will give you the result. So this is how you do it. If it's average, you just what? Sum them all and you say what? Average. You click on average. Today there is a lesson coming off on this, and then this is where you see recently used functions. This is financial functions for those that were using Excel for financial calculations, numerical calculations, be it budget, whatsoever financial calculations you are carrying out. So there are several functions for you to work with here and explore. This is logical functions. We have AND statement, if statement, else statement, switch, Boolean. All these are functionalities, and we may get explore them in the it's there in our upcoming lessons. And then date and time, we have done this before. This is where you set date, value, times, and so on. And this is what we have done. And then look up and reference. This is where it allows you to what? Use address, choose select areas and all you target. Especially for this place, there is something we need to undergo, which is H lookup and what? B lookup. All these things, all these lookup, we have to undergo them. There will be an upcoming lesson for all this. And then this is trigonometry and mathematical functions. If you are a mathematician or you are working on a data set that has to do with calculation, mathematical functions or trigonometrical functions, so this is for you. And then we have more functions, which is statistical functions, engineering functions, cubical functions, information, computability, and web. So they are all here. It depends on what you are working with, it depends on what you have, and it depends on what you want. And then let's move to all these stuffs. I don't think we need to explore this. Let's move to data. For this data validation, I think this is something that we have here. You see, we need to maybe you want to change text from you want to import a text document and then later change it to what? To a CSV file document. So you can use this, or maybe you want to import it from somewhere, or maybe you want to import a CSV file from a website, be it on a website or any other form of what? Remote site. So you can just use this to import it directly from here and you export it from that remote site. Then this is from table range, recent sources, existing connections. For these existing connections, you got to connect. Especially this is when we are dealing with and for this we want to queries and selection, especially when we are dealing with SQL. So especially there when we are dealing with queries and we got to export queries and so on. We need to maybe we want to connect our spreadsheet with the SQL MySQL database. So we got to use this. So all these stuffs are in advanced course. So come to talk of this, I got to talk about what we call introductory course and intermediate course as well as advanced course. We have in introductory course, which is just the basic side, and then we have intermediate course, which is a bit more complex, and then we have the advanced course, which is more complex and which it got to do with what? Real world problem. So it depends on what you want and it depends on what you do. So, but as for now, this is introductory course. There is nothing like we cannot explore something like data analysis with SQL, using SQL, or data analysis using Power BI, or data analysis using Python. All this should be in the advanced course. So as for now, we cannot explore this. We stick only to Microsoft Excel. So now let's move to this data sorting and what? Filtering. As I've said earlier, an upcoming lesson is what? Is there in an upcoming lesson. So we got to wait for that. And then this one, data validation, also an upcoming lesson is coming towards that. So it's something that needs a lesson on its own. And then we have review tab. This is spelling check. In case you want to spell check something, you just highlight the cells and you spell check. We have this, we don't need this. Check compatibility, translate. This one you can translate using a remote. Comment, you can insert comment for a sheet you are working for others to check. And then protect sheet. Let's come to talk of the protect sheet. You can protect your sheet every time. You can set password to protect your sheet. 1 2 3 4 5 6. Let me set password like this. and then you got to re-enter password, and then you hit enter, and now you see this sheet has been what? Protected. There's no way anybody can have access to it without what? Without having to enter that particular password in which it has been what? Set. So you got to use this on protect sheet, then you put what? You input your password, then you press enter, and it will now back to what? It will be back to normal. So this is how you go about it. And there is two different things. There is difference between what? Protecting worksheet and what? Workbook. These are two different things. A workbook is the entire what? Is the entire workbook. And sheet is what? This is worksheet. This is what we call sheet. We have a sheet here names at what? Data set. The sense data. You can add sheet here. You see? Sheet 2. Sheet 1. You can add as many as you want. But the workbook is the complete what? You can switch through the workbook. You understand? So this is how you go about it. So you can protect the whole workbook. All you need is you just what? Set password. And if you want to remove it, then you unprotect it. That's it. As for this protect, you can even lock cells. You understand? You can even lock cells. You can even lock delete rows. You understand? Delete columns and delete rows. You can even set criteria. It depends on what you want your users. So once you click on this, let's select this, and then we click OK. So now whenever a user, assuming we place it here, you see, then you try to delete. For this sheet, I have set the sheet to be what? This sheet, there is no way, it should not allow any user to what? To delete anything or modify anything or make changes to my what? To my sheet. So it depends. Maybe you want to show you are working with a team or you are working with people, and you got to show them something, so you can restrict them only for them. The only thing you can allow them at their own is to build the document. There is no need for them to edit anything. There is no need for them to make changes. There is no need for them to delete anything. Then you can set restriction. So this is how you do it. And you can even restrict an entire row only or an entire column only. So the rest can be modified by other users, and the other one cannot be. And then come to talk of the view. This is something normal page break. We have talked about this page layout. We have talked about this. I think it's only this zoom in and zoom out. You can zoom in and zoom out through this. It depends on what you the zoom view that you want. And then this one, we need to talk about this pre-span. You need to pre-span. Assuming now we want to press this top row, and this is very important when you are working with a huge or a very large data set, because you may be what you assuming now you are working on this data set. We say press this top what top top row, right? So this one will be pressed. No matter where you move with the remaining large data set, it will not be moved. This one will remain where it is, constant. Only the other ones that will be getting in, they will be moving in. You understand? Let's see how it works. We are dealing with a small data set, that's why. You see? It's now what? Moving inside, you see? So as you're moving with a large data set, that's how it works. You will just keep on moving, it will be entering, it will keep on scrolling down. So this is how you work with large data set. Or you can press this. You can. It's not only rows that you can press. You can also press column. You can just say press column. Let me unpress this one. Then let me say assuming this column. Then we now say press. You can press first column always. So you see this first column here, it has been pressed. So if you are dealing with large data set, all data that they are, all the remaining data entries that are here, if you are scrolling, they will be entering, you understand, but that one will be what? the first column will be sticky. So that's how it works. So I think that's all for the build tab. And then this is the last tab, which is help tab. This help tab is specifically designed, maybe you were having difficulties or you are having some glitch or you are facing some kind of difficulty that you need to reach out to the software owners, then you can reach out to them through these communication channels. So I think this is all for the views, for the Excel views. So we have explored all home tabs and we have seen how all tools and functionalities are using Microsoft Excel. So this is all for today's lesson. This will be all for today's lesson. And please, I would like to remind you, don't forget to download your assignment file from your respective dashboards. Then after you download, you answer all the instructions were in the provided assignment file. So you need to undergo them, then you answer it, and then you submit your work through the submission section through your respective dashboard. So thank you all. I will see you in the next video.